Hey there guys, welcome back to Let's Play 999. 9 persons, 9 hours, and 9 doors. Although we're not at 9 persons anymore, we are down to 8 persons because the 9th man broke Zero's rule. Actually, I guess if we're counting Zero, we are still at 9 persons, aren't we? So, still counts. I'm sure by the end of the game I will not be able to find a way to have 9 people still involved. Snake, our blind scientist, I guess, is pointing out that, yeah, you should pay. It's interesting that the guy that can't even read is the one that has the best understanding of the rule book. Good job, Snake, even though I still want to call you Viscount.
He tried to pass through a numbered door by himself.
I feel like I've actually... I think it must save at the beginning of segments or something, because...
That was why he was executed.
Well, I mean, that's what we said, too, whenever we were seeing it. Full show.
And Zero's watching us from somewhere.
Well, I guess we don't know if there's cameras here. We just knew there was the loudspeaker that played the message. But was there also a TV that showed us Zero?
Making sure we don't break any rules.
I mean, this would be an awful elaborate setup to not be able to reap the benefits. The whole point is to be, like, voyeuristic and see what people do in extreme circumstances.
Oh, I'm not so sure of that.
I'm pretty sure of it. Jeez, it's like you've never played one of these games before, Viscount.
Why not?
Because this execution system is entirely automatic. You didn't notice? There's no need for him to monitor us.
I still feel like he would. I don't know what the point of setting all this up would be if he wasn't going to watch.
What do you mean?
Snake looked at Seb, but it could only describe as pity and sighed.
Very well. I see it must be me who tells you.
How did Snake look at Seven if he's blind? Like, turned his head in the direction of sure, but looked? Looked is a pretty weighty word.
I've waited long enough, I suppose. I had hoped Zero might spare me the trouble, but...
Well, are you friends with Zero? I mean, why would he spare you anything? He's trying to kill you. I mean, I don't know if that's true. I don't think he's trying to kill him, but...
That seems increasingly unlikely.
You couldn't see them, of course, but perhaps Snake sensed the confused eyes upon him. I don't know. He looked a second ago. I think he can see him. When he spoke, he gave words to everyone else's thoughts.
Do you know something?
He knows many things.
Well, I know a great many things, but yes.
Oh, God damn it.
What is it you know?
Oh, quit giving him baited questions like that. Come on.
Here.
Second removed a card from the pocket of his jacket.
Card? What does it say?
You're asking the blind guy what a card
See
says.
for yourself.
The flourish, you present it to Ace. So, I totally want him to present it in Japanese style and like fall to one knee and offer it with both hands.
Come on now, what's the point of giving me this?
Dude, he's blind, Ace.
Give me that.
Santa snatched the card from Ace. His expression of disgust quickly turned into one of confusion. Oh, that's right. I was like, why did he call himself Santa again? But because San means, what was it, 3?
Huh? The hell is this?
I don't know. Can someone tell me what the card freaking says? Seven took it out of Santa's hands.
I see.
I don't. Card went from 7 to Lotus, Lotus to June, finally to Junpei. Why won't anyone read it to me? He looked at it and understood.
This is Braille.
Interesting. So, do we still need freaking Viscount to tell us what it means? Yes, I know what Braille is. The card was covered with small embossed bumps. Junpei could recognize. He certainly couldn't read it.
Sorry, guys, I can't read this. Here, have it back.
She handed the card back to Viscount, who nodded it with a small smirk.
Okay, that was fun. What's so important about that card?
I found it in my pocket.
I totally want him to say nothing else. So why are you showing me this? I found it in my pocket.
I can only assume it is a message from Zero.
From Zero?
A message?
What would have happened if Snake hadn't actually gotten out of his room?
What does it say?
Is it the same rules everyone else has? Santa especially looks as if he was about to grab hold of Snake and shake the answers from him. Snake raised his hand.
Calm down now. No need to panic.
We only have 8 hours, dude.
You don't need to force me. I'll read it.
Junpei swallowed and waited for him to start. He was not the only one. Presently, Snake began to read, his voice calm. His fingers glide over the tiny bumps as he spoke.
Bracelet number 2. Since you are not blessed with sight, I shall bless you, and only you, with information.
Okay, so this is not information anyone else had. Interesting, Zero. Well played, my friend.
I shall tell you of the function of the red, of the dead, and of the bracelet.
Interesting. The red, the dead, the bracelet.
The red is the recognition device.
Is Snake doing an impression of Zero? Like, this seems odd. Just let him read it.
It will verify your number.
And why do they call it the red? I mean, there is a little bit of red outline, especially why you're telling the blind guy what color it is.
Beside every numbered door, you will find a red.
Oh, okay, it's not red as in the color, it's recognition device. Derp, okay. That took me a second, guys, but I caught it.
The dead is the deactivation device. It does exactly what it says. Once you have passed through the numbered door, you must use the dead to stop the detonator in your bracelet.
Interesting, wow. Although I've got to say, it's a little bit assholey of Snake to be like, I suppose I have to tell you, none of you have figured it out yet. Well, of course none of us figured it out. You knew you were the only one with this information.
But perhaps you are wondering, what does this detonator detonate? I am afraid this might be something of a surprise. I have placed a small bomb inside of you and people who you are about to meet.
It's not that small a bomb if it freaking dismembered 9.
You swallowed it while you were unconscious. I have no doubt that by the time you read this note, the bomb will have passed your stomach and found its way to your small intestine. In other words, you will be unable to regurgitate it. I suggest you do not try. As I mentioned before, the bracelet on your left hand contains a detonator. Think of it as a remote fuse, or timer, for the bomb in your body.
It's interesting that they're showing my wrist whenever they are talking about this instead of Snake's wrist. I guess it makes sense, but...
There is only one condition which will cause it to detonate. That condition is that you enter a numbered door. Once you have done so, the timer will activate, no matter who you may be.
What do you mean who you may be? You wrote this to Snake and only to Snake. It's odd that he uses his verbiage knowing that this will be communicated to everyone else.
You will have 81 seconds.
81 seconds. That adds together to be base 9. Oh, that reminds me of something that I didn't talk about before. What was interesting, and I thought about this after the episode, because the 9th man added his... because originally you had... Lotus and Ace, which came together, 4 plus 1 was 5, and then he added his own number 9 to make it 14, which was still 5, and it made me realize that his number actually never changes the digital root of anything, because no matter what the number is, if you have like 8 and 6 for 14, you add 9 and get to 23, which 14 and 23 both have a digital root of 5. So it's like you can never actually use the 9th number in order to affect the digital root, which is probably why they picked him to be the one that died before you really got to do anything with the digital roots.
If, after that time, the detonator has not been deactivated, it will send a signal to the bomb in your body, instructing it to explode. In order to deactivate the detonator, every person who verified their number at the red must also verify their numbers at the dead.
Okay, so that doesn't seem very difficult. You just walk through the door and then everyone puts their hand up. I guess that's just to make sure that the puzzles have the correct number of people at them.
Once all numbers have been verified by the dead, you need only pull the lever at its side.
Very elaborate way of ensuring that happens. It seems like it would not have any real reason to be, except that the plot had it go off once.
And the countdown will cease. Anyone who does not verify their number at the red will find themselves unable to verify their number at the dead. That is to say, If you can pass through a numbered door without first verifying your number at the red in 81 seconds, you will be dead.
That's a really bad way of doing that then, because couldn't someone just run in and like hug the other people and kill them as well? Because that bomb is going to do a lot of shrapnel damage.
You must also keep in mind that the numbered doors will close automatically after 9 seconds have passed. So long as the doors open, the dead will not function. You would do well to remember this. Lastly, let us discuss how to remove the bracelet.
How long is this Braille note? Holy crap!
There are only 2 ways to do so.
Because Braille in I'm not a huge, I don't know a ton about Braille, but I'm pretty sure that Braille in that function doesn't really form words, it forms letters.
1. You escape from this ship. 2. Your heart rate reaches 0.
Why would that be in there?
In other words, once the bracelet is taken outside the confines of the ship, or detects that its wearer's heartbeat has fallen to 0, it will shut down automatically.
So all you have to do is put like some insulation between your wrist and the bracelet. The bracelet won't be able to touch your heartbeat anymore and it'll deactivate. Okay, that's super easy, Zero. You're an idiot.
There is no other way to remove your bracelet. If you attempt to force it off or disable the detonator, the bomb within you will immediately explode.
Didn't you say the only way the bomb will activate is if you pass through a door? Zero is really, really bad at keeping his story straight.
This is all the information which I can impart to you. How you choose to use it is for you to decide. If used wisely, you can eliminate those who might be a danger to you. For a time, you would be able to control your fate. I wish you the best of luck.
Snake finished reading and carefully returned the card to his pocket.
So it's saying
We know what it's saying. We're not stupid, Junpei.
only those who verify their numbers at the red can pass through the numbered doors.
Yeah, if you don't verify it and you pass through, you will die. If you verify it and you pass through and you don't pass through... that's actually an interesting question. Could you intentionally kill people off by verifying your number and then not passing through? Because it only activates whenever you pass through the door. It doesn't activate from verifying your number. And because of that, then if you just like refuse to pass through the door and ran for it, the people who did pass through the door would just die.
Teams can't add or subtract people after they're scanned in. The Reds, Deads, and Bracelets enforce the rules. They're judge, jury, and executioner.
I mean, I don't know what they're judging exactly. They're judging whether or not you went through a door. Stop trying to vomit.
Shit! A fucking bomb! Come out! Come out, damn it!
Finds Zero suggestions. Both Santa and Seven put fingers down their throats and begin to gag. The rest stiff. Some touched their stomach. Some simply stared at their bracelets. Junpei gingerly touched his stomach.
There's a bomb inside me.
Yes, it's like being pregnant, except the baby will kill you. Thought of it made him queasy. His stomach felt oddly hot in his legs. I mean, that's got to be an odd sensation to just realize there's some foreign object in you that will kill you. It's almost like he's infected by one of the aliens from Aliens.
What made Zero think creating this horror show of a game was a good idea?
All the profits. Junpei looked over at the others.
All right. I'm gonna ask one more time. Do any of you know anything about Zero?
I mean, he has a stylish mask. They were also, each person waited to hear what the others would say. Finally, Santa spoke.
Actually, I saw him. I saw Zero when I got grabbed. I didn't see his face, though. Son of a bitch was wearing some kind of gas mask.
And everyone awkwardly is like, yeah, we knew that too. We just weren't going to speak up.
What the hell? Come on, guys, give me something. You know, like surprise or something?
I do think Santa's one of my favorite characters. I like a lot of them, but Santa, he has sort of just a wry witticism about him. Instead, it was Santa who looked surprised. There was a moment of silence, and then everyone spoke at once.
I saw that too.
I did as well.
Me too. I didn't see inside the mask, though. That mask, it was really scary.
God damn it, June. Or Ayane, since we actually know her name.
All of our abductions were the same.
I wonder how every single person managed to see Zero before the gas grenade went off. That's almost suspicious.
We were taken from home at midnight.
Wow, Junpei? No one said a thing about midnight.
The person claiming to be Zero had a mask on. There was white smoke, and then each of us passed out.
Again, no one said a word about white smoke either.
We woke up to find ourselves on D-deck, in a room with a 3-level bunk bed.
Junpei's making all kinds of introspective leaps.
How about you, Seven? Did the same happen to you?
Inductive, not introspective, my bad. The 7 stories seem to lack the detail of you. No one's told a story except for Junpei.
Oh, me? Yeah, well, mine was just like the rest of yours.
That was all he had said. Interesting. I wonder why 7 is different. It occurred to Junpei at the same time. It sounded somewhat strange, but he didn't press the issue.
Okay, that's good enough for now.
He hadn't done so, because something struck him as even stranger.
So, I have a question.
I have an answer. That was the mystery of the relationship between Snake and Clover. Jesus H. I was actually thinking we were getting to a puzzle room today, but it looks like we're not going to.
Snake and Clover, you were both kidnapped from the same room, and you woke up together.
How did we... Why are we not hearing this? Why is it skipping over this? I'm on the novel screen, not the adventure screen. So why is it skipping over information? Junpei looked at them thoughtfully.
So, what's the deal with the two of you anyway?
It was Clover that answered. Clearly she felt she had nothing to hide.
We're siblings.
You sure don't look like siblings. Haven't you ever been in an anime before, Clover? Siblings are supposed to have the same color hair.
Siblings?
Yes. Snake is my older brother, obviously. That means I'm his little sister.
Is that how relativity works? Einstein was wrong.
That really so hard to understand?
Junpei was taken aback. The others seemed just as surprised.
She is correct, of course.
He laid his hand on Clover's shoulder.
Are you, surprised?
Well, yeah, but...
I did think there was a little bit more of a relationship between them than that.
Why? There are other people here with connections to one another.
That's what I noticed, those two, and obviously me and Ayane. I did wonder who the other connections were.
Those two, for instance.
Snake pointed at Junpei and June.
Oh, you mean between Jumpy and me?
Ah, yes. You did say you were childhood friends, didn't you?
Wait, you went to school together?
Yeah.
It is interesting, even in novel mode, there's almost no, dialogue to voice. And as I say that, there's dialogue to voice. June glanced at Junpei, uncomfortable with a sudden attention.
Yeah.
Junpei felt somewhat nervous as well and tried to scratch his head as casually as possible.
Hey, you think maybe we could figure out who Zero is this way?
I think we should go through the doors before we run out of time.
Yeah, you're right. You connect the dots between the victims, and that leads you to the perp. Textbook stuff.
Interesting from 7. I kind of thought he was a dunderhead, but that almost makes him sound like he has, police experience.
Junpei, June, does any of this ring a bell?
Ring a bell.
Ring a bell. That's a battle theme from Tales of Vesperia. Vesperia. Vespers. Espers. Espers are from Final Fantasy VI. Of course! Zero is Kafka!
Ring a bell?
They looked at one another. And like it was staged, they both tilted their neck at the same time. What do you mean they? Am I not seeing this from Junpei's eyes? I guess it's a narrative, just the omniscient narrative. I always thought I was more or less playing as Junpei.
Oh, perhaps you went to school with the son of a multimillionaire.
A millionaire?
Son?
Junpei is so stupid.
Well, someone bought this boat and set up all of this. Whoever Zero is, they must be incredibly rich.
Well, we can't be sure of that.
He could have stolen it.
To me, this seems as though it's the work of an organization, not an individual.
The Zero Club? Club Zero! That's actually really funny, because back when I worked in Seattle, I was the head of the quality department, and so every month we would have a thing that was actually called Club Zero for anyone that didn't make any errors that month.
Most likely, Zero is simply the representative of a larger group.
I think this means that I am the villain of the Zero Escape series, because I ran Club Zero.
What sort of organization?
It could be a number of things. An army, perhaps, or a research group?
Research group seems more likely than army. What kind of army does this?
Perhaps this is all some sort of psychological experiment.
If it is, then it's a pretty fucked up experiment.
Well, yeah, but just sitting here talking is not doing... Again, why are we wasting so much time?
I mean, come on! A guy's dead!
The word dead hung in the air, heavy and ominous. The room went quiet again.
I don't know who the hell this Zero asshole is, but I know for sure he's gotta be pretty fucked up in the head to do all this. If this was all one guy, then he's got some serious issues.
Well, if it's an organization, the whole organization is seriously fucked up. Maybe it's a cult. A cult seems to fit more than a science experiment, because there have to be ethical concerns, but a cult doesn't... Cults don't really think about ethics, like, at all. You with the specter of death hanging over there. Discussions continue for some time.
I thought we were finished with that topic.
Can we, like, stop standing here while the boat sinks?
Then what should we do?
We should talk it through.
Dude, we're going to die here, Lotus.
Oh my god, enough! All we're doing is talking!
Santa threw his hand, his voice filled with irritation.
Talking won't solve anything! It can't help us find our way out of here! You really sure you want to just sit around? We've only got 7.5 hours left. We already wasted an hour and a half of our 9 hours.
Everyone there was already on the edge of panic. Santa told them, made the feeling. Yeah, I agree though, seriously. For 90 fucking minutes you have sat here at the only 2 doors that open, afraid to frickin' open them. Oh no, I might die. I better stand here and make sure I die. No one was willing to argue this time.
You're right.
Very well then. There's only one way for us to proceed.
Sure not gonna be fun running around knowing we gotta jump when Zero says jump.
Well, we did. This isn't a resort, and we didn't come here for entertainment.
Well, it's stupid to just sit around here doing nothing.
Well, thanks to Snake's card, at least we have some idea of how this all works.
Correct. And so long as we all follow the rules, we will most likely be all right.
But what?
Who's going to go in which door?
Yeah, we have to make it digital routes that involve all 8 of us, and they have to add up to 4 and 5.
Oh yeah, that's right. We can't have any more than 5 people in one door. All 8 of us can't go in the same door.
Then it would seem we will have to split up.
Well, yeah, Ace, that's kind of the point.
Wait,
Those look
I'm
terrified.
telling you now, there is no way in hell that I'm going into door 5.
Come on now, don't be selfish.
Call me whatever the hell you want. I'm not going in there. If I'm going to have to walk through all that blood, then I'd rather stay here.
Okay, well, Lotus decided to die.
And we were doing so well.
Ace shook his head sadly.
Sorry, but I ain't going in there either. Someone else can go into door 5.
Oh, Santa, not you too.
Hey man, I just bought these shoes.
God damn, seriously? When the water starts rising, your shoes will be the least of your problem.
You think I'm getting some creepy dude's blood all over him? You got another thing coming.
It's probably all dried by now.
What the hell, man? Weren't you the one who kept saying we should get going?
Yeah, so? Doesn't mean I wanted to go into door 5.
Guys,
Oh, God.
I agree. Smack some people, Ace. There's an awkward silence. Finally, Seven spoke.
Fine, I'll go into door 5.
We have to look at the digital routes, and we don't necessarily get to pick who we want in each door.
Can't go in there alone, though. Anyone else willing to come with me?
This time, Snake was the one to break it.
I'll go.
What?
Don't worry. You'll be fine. We may part now, but I'm certain we'll meet again later.
I really feel like we should be looking at the digital routes instead of just arbitrarily being like, I'll be in this door, because they have to add up to a certain
How do
thing.
you know that?
Because I do.
Snake is so conceited.
That's not an answer.
I do like the little edges of animation. Is that new? Did they do that to this version? It seems a little bit, I don't want to say advanced for the DS, but it's unexpected.
If you're going, I'm going too. I'm going into door 5.
What am I going to do with you?
There's nothing you have to do. If I join you, the problem is solved, correct? 7 is 7, and Snake is 2. And if you add Clover's 4 and my 1, the digital route will be 5.
But does that work for the other
7
side?
plus 2 plus 4 plus 1 is 14.
That does appear to be
The
right.
digital root of 14. 1 plus 4 is 5.
We have long established how digital routes work.
Oh, it works perfectly. The 4 of us can go into door 5.
Wait. What about the other 4? What's their digital route gonna be?
Yeah, that's thank you, 7, because that's definitely what I have to look at.
Lotus, Santa, June, and me. Our bracelet numbers are 8, 3, 6, and 5.
Okay, so I'm doing this myself. That's 11. 11 plus 6 is 17. 17 plus 5 is 22. 2 plus 2 is 4. Okay, 4.
8, 3, 6, 5. What would our digital route be?
Oh, it actually makes me. So 11, 12, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 2 plus 2 is 4.
8 plus 3 plus 6 plus 5 is 22. So, the digital root of 22, 2 plus 2 equals 4. It's 4. Add up our 4 bracelet numbers and the digital root is 4.
So it actually works that way.
Then we can go into door 4.
Yeah. Huh. That worked out well.
It kind of did. I'm a little surprised. I thought I'd have to go through the blood.
So the team assignments will be like this. 7, Snake, Clover, and Ace. They would go through door 5. Lotus, Santa, June, and me will go through door 4.
I love how they say team assignments, like we're special ops or something.
Are these really the teams I want? Beyond door 5 is what remains of the Ninth Man. I never want to see that thing again, but something's telling me that it'd be a good idea to examine the corpse, even just a little closer. Of course, if I went through door 5, I wouldn't be going with Lotus and Santa. I could bring June with me through door 5, but that means she'd have to see the body in there. I don't want to put her through that.
It's interesting that I'm getting this choice. Like I'm the squad leader. Junpei was
Should I
torn.
stay silent and go through door 4? Or should I stop them and insist on door 5?
She turns option over and over. Ace spoke up.
All right, then. It seems we've reached a conclusion. Shall we go?
Began to walk towards door 5.
I'm going through door 5.
Clover and Snake followed with 7 a short distance behind.
We're over there too, right, Snake?
The door's not going anywhere. Slow down.
Which door?
That's an interesting problem to have. It's a very interesting problem to have. I feel like that I shouldn't rock the boat. Don't rock the boat, baby. Because we've already split it up and everyone's agreeable to it. There's no reason to shake things up at this point.
I'll go through door 4 with Lotus, Santa, and June. There's nothing to worry about.
Yeah, there's no reason to think that examining the body is going to necessarily change things. And it's not like I can't trust Ace and Santa and Clover to look at it. Like, Ace seems pretty sharp.
I just need to stay by her side.
That was not what influenced my decision at all. June. Akane Kurashiki.
This should be fine. It's no problem this way.
I feel like I made the wrong choice, because it's now putting me next to Akane, and acting like that was why I didn't want to leave her, and that is not at all what I was
I
thinking.
should see the other 4 off.
Made no shows of, but Junpei saw it as something more than just a friend from his childhood.
Looks like Ace and the others are going.
Watch the other 4 walk towards their door. Ace, Snake, Clover, and 7. Junpei said nothing as they left. Before long, they had reached door 5. They talked to one another for a few seconds, saying things Junpei couldn't hear. I do feel like I'm not going to see one of these guys again. The way it's making the scene happen.
Now then.
Ace grabbed the lever. His face tight with determination, he turned over his shoulder to look at Junpei and his companions.
Be careful.
The door swung open, the mouth of a great hungry beast.
So horrible.
Beyond the door, Junpei knew lay the sad remains of the 9th man. It's not surprising that Ace, Clover, and 7 hesitated. The body was not a pleasant thing.
What are you doing? We need to hurry.
You've only got 9 seconds. Snake had no such problems. His blindness made him immune to the horror. He stepped through the door, his feet making a wet splack sound in the pool of blood.
Snake, your shoes.
It's fine. Hurry!
Yeah, you've only got 9 seconds.
Or are you planning on dying with everyone else? I assume you haven't forgotten the door only remains open for 9 seconds, have you?
Sorry, Snake.
Yeah, like...
Let's go!
The men steeled themselves and stepped through the door. Door 5 swung shut, closing with the heavy finality of metal upon metal. Junpei's companion scrambled to the door.
Hey! How is it over there? Did you find anything? At least say something, will you?
Well, they're a little bit busy, like, verifying who they are.
Something's beeping.
It's just like before.
Probably the sound of the detonator on the bracelet.
Do you think they're okay?
Well, they will be if they verify. Should complain their words ever could. Once the voice rang out on the other side of the door. It was 7.
There it is! That's gotta be that dead thing! Come on, get over here! We gotta authenticate!
Okay, there's all 4 of them.
The beeping stopped.
We knew it would. And with that, we'll also stop this episode. Join me next time when presumably we go through door 4 and I do... No. I'm actually going to save in slot 2. That way I can come back and try the other one, obviously after I beat the game. I'm going to like stick with my choices. I just really feel like that was the wrong one. So, see you next time, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in. We're about to get back into an escape room. A murder room. Thanks for being here, everybody.